Hi everyone, happy Friday! Another late close by Sam, and it is a tricky one. It does seem like this week we are having a few easier puzzles, so kind of a buffer for next week, I think. And we are enjoying it all the same. If you don't know what Clues by Sam is, it is a daily puzzle where there are 20 people, and each of them is either a criminal or an innocent, and they might give you clues to help you figure out what they or other people are. And we are doing this every day here on the channel. You're welcome to play as well. There is a link in the description to take you to it if you want to do so, and I'm gonna start my puzzle and explain my logic as I go so you can follow along if you want to. So let's start. We start with Lisa telling us that both criminals in row 3 are connected. So Lisa is in row 3 and she's not a criminal, so the people who are separated by her, well, one of them is Keith, and he couldn't be a criminal because he wouldn't be connected to any other person in that row. And now Keith tells us that there are exactly 2 innocents in column C. Column C. Okay, so 2 people here are innocents. Oscar tells us that there are exactly 2 innocents above Wanda. So Wanda is not one of the innocents in column C. And now she tells us that only one of the 3 criminals neighboring Gabe is Emma's neighbor. So Gabe and Emma share 2 people as neighbors. Only one of them is a criminal, right? And there's 3 criminals neighboring Gabe total. So next one of them, the second one is here, either Derek or Ike, and the third one is gonna be here. But now we know that the second innocent in column C has to be Stella. And let's leave one last clue there. Stella now says that Anna has exactly 2 criminal neighbors. So Anna has 3 neighbors total, 2 of them are criminals. She couldn't share both of them with Gabe because we know that Gabe, no, let's use the lower text. We know that Gabe has only 1 more criminal, right? He has 3 total. 2 of them are already here, so if him and Anna shared 2 criminals, Gabe would have more criminals than he should, so only one of them is shared. And that tells us that Gabe is one of the criminals that neighbors Anna. And also that Anna is not a criminal, because she also neighbors Gabe. So we don't need Wanda's clue anymore. Gabe now says there are exactly 3 innocents in column A. So 2 of them are here. We need a third one who could be here. But Anna tells us there's an odd number of criminals neighboring Jose. So Jose has 2 criminals though here neighboring him. He's gonna have a third one who's either Derek or Ike, which means that Emma couldn't be the 4th one because 4 is an even number. So Emma is an innocent. And now Emma says there's an odd number of innocents neighboring her. So she has 1 innocent shared with Jose, which means that Jose couldn't be an innocent because that will make 2, and 2 is an even number. Now Jose says that an odd number of innocents on the edges neighbor Gabe. Innocents, okay. So Gabe has 3 innocents neighboring him on the edges. Keith, Anna, and a third one who's either Flora or Chloe, and that's an odd number, which means that there couldn't be an innocent because that will make an even number. So Ike is an innocent. Ike now says that each row has at least 1 innocent. So what row needs an innocent? None yet. Derek says that only one of the 9 criminals on the edges is in column B. So Chloe and Vince, who are the people on the edges in column B, are opposites. And there's 9 criminals on the edges total. If there's 14 people on the edges, 9 of them are criminals. That means 5 people who are innocents are on the edges. So 1, 2, 3, 4 with either Flora or Chloe. Only 1 more person to be an innocent on the edge. And we know that there's 3 innocents in column A, so there is gonna be a third one here. How am I gonna do this? We know that there's 1 criminal. Let me try to explain this. There's 3 innocents on the edges already. That's Keith, Anna, and Emma. We are gonna have a 4th one in column B for sure, who's either Chloe or Vince. And we're gonna have a 5th one for sure, who's either Flora, Pip, or Uma in column A. So our 5 innocents on the edges are here, which means that Zara and Tina, who are also on the edge, are not innocents. Okay, that makes sense to me. We know that each row has at least one instance, so row 5 still needs an instance. How do we work that out? If we made Flora an instance, that will make Chloe a criminal and Vince an instance, so that works for us. If we made Flora a criminal, that will make Chloe an instance and Vince a criminal. And then Uma would have to be an innocent. So in any case, Pip is not the innocent that we have left in column A. He's a criminal. Now, how do we go? We know that Flora and Uma are opposites, and Pip gives us a clue. There's an odd number of criminals in column B. So we know there's 2 criminals so far in column B. Gabe is one of them, and either Chloe or Vince. Either Chloe or Vince are gonna be the second one, which makes Rohan the third one to make an odd number. I'll be right back. I'm back. Sorry about that. So we found the third criminal in column B. And now he's telling us that there are more instances in row 2 than row 5. So row 5 has only 1 instance, is it? Which means that we need 2 instances in row 2. If we made Flora an instant, that will make Chloe a criminal, and Uma a criminal, and Vince an instant, so that works. If we made Flora a criminal, that will make Uma an instant, and Chloe an instant, and Vince a criminal, and then both rows would have the same number of instants. So that doesn't work. Flora has to be an instant, which makes these 2 criminals and Vince an instant, and we are done the puzzle. Very good. Very nice. A good Friday one. So it is a tricky one, which took me a shorter time. Excited to see what we get tomorrow, and I'll leave you here. For today, I'm going to the movies today, so I'm gonna enjoy that, and I hope you have a nice kickoff to your weekend. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.